this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're doing algebra and I'm going to be showing you how to do multiplication with algebra today. Now, if you watched my last video, we did adding and subtracting. And adding and subtracting, we had to have like terms before we could add and subtract things. But multiplication, I actually think that multiplication is a little bit easier because you can multiply anything. All you have to do is multiply any numbers together and collect the pronumerals afterwards. Okay, so that's what I've written here in this box for you to help you remember that. Let me show you that though in these examples. So I want to multiply 3x by 4y. So the rule was multiply the numbers. 3 times 4 is 12. And we want to collect the letters. So we have an x and a y. They're just going to sit afterwards like that. So it's just 12xy. For B, doing it again, multiply any numbers. 5 times 6 is 30 and collect the letters. There's just an M, just one letter. It will sit afterwards. For C, 9D times 2EF. Multiply the numbers. 2 times 9 makes 18. And I have 3 letters here. I'm just going to put them all afterwards, D, E, F. It doesn't matter the order that you write those letters. You could go F, D, E, E, D, F, whatever you want. Often we do tend to do them alphabetically. So I put these D, E, F, and this one up here, I went X, then Y. But it is actually correct, whatever order you put them in. Let's do it again. D. 8 is the only number I have there. We could put a 1 here if it makes you feel better, and we would do 8 times 1, but it just means that we get an 8 for our number. We need to collect up the letters, W and a Y. They're just going to sit afterwards. E, 6k times 4k. So multiplying 6 times 4, we get 24. And then we want to collect up our letters. This time the letter is the same. We could write KK, but we have a shorter way of writing that. Instead of writing K times K like that, we actually prefer to write that as K squared, okay? When something is times by itself, we say that it is squared, K squared. F, 2m times 5n times 4p. So we can do this with as many things multiplied together as we like. If we stick to our rule that we wrote over here, then it will work. So we need to multiply all these numbers together. 2 times 5, which is 10, times 4 will be 40. And all the letters collected up at the end. So we have M, N, and P. Okay, G is similar. We have 3 things multiplied together here. This first one doesn't have a number, but we could put a 1 there. 1 times 8, which is 8, times 3. 8 3s are 24. And then the letters, we have an A and a B. We can even do this with negative numbers. So we are multiplying some positive and some negative numbers in these last 2 questions here. So the rules for multiplying negative numbers, if one of the numbers is negative and one of the numbers is positive, we're going to get a negative answer. If both of the numbers are negative, then we get a positive answer. So for H, we have a negative 7 times a 6, which is a normal positive 6. So we have a negative times a positive. That means that my answer is going to be negative. 7 times 6 is 42. And C is the letter. And for I have a negative 11j times a negative 4k. A negative, they're both negative numbers, so my answer will be positive. So I multiply the numbers together. 11 times 4 is 44. And letters go after J and K. Put them here at the end. Okay, that is how you multiply in algebra. Time to practice. Okay, these are just like the ones I've shown you. Pause the video, give them a go, and then restart to see how you've gone. So for question 1, 5h times 10i. Multiplying 5 times 10, we get 50. And the letters h and I sit afterwards. For B, 12m times 4n. 12 times 4 is 48, and the letters M, N sit at the end. For C, 2PQ times 11R. 2 times 11 is 22. PQR, sit them all at the end in any order. For D, 6 times 3T. We multiply 6 times 3 to get 18, and the T will sit after. 7x times 5x. 5 times 7 is 35. And x times x, we wanted to collect our letters here, but because it's the same, we write that as x squared. For F, 2ab times 7bc. 2 times 7 is 14. Now we have an A. B times B, there's 2 b's there, we actually need to write b squared for that one, and C. G, we have 3 things multiplied, 6v times 2w times 4x. 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 4 is 48. Then collecting up the letters, V, W, and X. For H and I, we have some negative numbers in here. So 9F times negative 6G. A positive number and a negative number multiplied means I will get a negative answer. 9 times 6 makes 54. And FG will sit at the end. And for I, a negative number and a negative number means I'll have a positive answer. 3 times 4 is 12. M and another M will become M squared, and also an N there as well. And that's it. Hopefully you got those answers. Keep practicing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.